cities, with many people living at the margins, face particular challenges as the global climate gets warmer. In poor areas of Zambian capital Lusaka, people are stuck with energy solutions that harm the environment, as clean alternatives are unaffordable. But how can you make a green transition where people struggle to meet their most basic needs? In the low-income neighborhood Mutendere, the two sisters Gloria Hamumpa and Agnes Minga make a living from selling charcoal. It's a tiring job, and the dust from the charcoal gets into their lungs, causing breathing problems and chest pains. However, the options are few, as formal jobs that provide a steady income are rare.
So nikuzili mbisa chabe kai tibe ntito yosebenza. Tibe ma certificate yathi ngane tukungena umeji funika certificate manje tilibe. So that's why tizili mbisa na ife kuti tipezeka umoyo kwenda kusogolo na kuphunzisiramo bana na kudya na kulipira malintozi. That's why tilimbikira.
Most households in Mutendere have access to electricity, but the cost is high. The majority of the families will use electricity for their television sets and refrigerators, but not for cooking, which consumes a lot of energy. Instead, they will stick to the traditional way of cooking using charcoal, which is cheap. But the burning of charcoal leads to emissions of carbon dioxide, and the demand for more charcoal leads to deforestation.
The biggest challenge with migrating completely to the use of electricity, which is cleaner, is that it's still very, very expensive for majority of the people living in an area like Mutendere. Mutendere is considered to be a high-density area where you find most of the people are actually not formally employed, but depend on paying for everything through their own end income. And the cost of electricity is still relatively high for them to afford on a regular basis. It all lies in the cost. If the cost of electricity could be far less than it currently is, it would be easy to move most of them from using charcoal to completely using hydroelectricity or any other forms of energy that would be cheaper than the current options available to them.
Dr. Patience Muzusa is part of a research project called Do It Yourself, or DIY Urbanism, looking at how people, especially in low-income areas, manage their daily lives when state services fail or are too expensive to become available. The project looks specifically at the growing challenges posed by extreme weather and other effects of climate change.
Effectively, across what you see here, people have built their own shops, they've built their own houses. Zambia's economy has a very, very small formal sector. So most people effectively have to sort out their own living. And sorting out their own living means that they are working within the informal economy because their jobs are self-organized. It requires them to draw on their own resources to put in the capital. It requires the use of their own labor or their neighbors' labor with the sort of children and other family members helping out. It's effectively a do-it-yourself economy.
A truck has arrived to the street corner where Gloria and her sister are selling charcoal. Only a few years ago, people would cut down trees nearby and use for fuel. Now, there are hardly any trees left around Mutendere. Instead, trees are cut, burnt to charcoal and transported from areas further away.
We used to get charcoal nearby. The place here was the bush, but now it's cleared. That's why we are picking charcoal from Wangwa to Lusaka.
At a primary school in northern Lusaka, a group of students are watering seedlings that will grow to become mango, orange and other fruit trees. Plant a Million Trees is an initiative to educate Zambia's youth about the environmental importance of tree plantation and to balance the damage of deforestation.
If we now look at the climate change challenge, look at the number of trees which are cut in Zambia, First thing we have to do is empower people growing money from trees. I say it's centered around education. We believe we have to plant the seeds of the importance of trees into the heads of our children, our future, since they will most benefit when educated about the importance of trees, climate change, importance of water bodies.
Meanwhile, in Mutendere, Gloria and Agnes have more immediate concerns about making money so they can feed their children. They don't think that people will stop buying charcoal in the foreseeable future.
Singa chitike. Chifukwa malaiti endera ko kusogolo ende adulirako so sivinga chitike. Sivinga chipero sivinga chiteko lokuti tingale kugulisa maisha sitingaleke. So lonani manitaterekera hapa. Chiriko izi tadya malaiti eve kantauka ngono peza uti malaiti yaenda mnanga tizadia bwanji yakaenda malaiti tifunika tagula malasha tapika bana banja so sichinga nkaleko ize kuti tingaleko gulisa malasha sizakaleka tizambe ndatigulisa so chabe.